Ooh, the fireworks were really exploding this week on Days of Our Lives, and we're breaking it down for you all right here on AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days, starting now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Happy Sunday, all of you Days of Our Lives fans. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days, where we give you a full recap of NBC's #1 hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. I am your host, Tony Moore, and I am joined by my usual gaggle of gals. We have to my far left,
Michael Mattis, how are you?
and of course, the ever so beautiful.
Aw, hi everyone, Tami Goveia.
We're back! Yay! Because Michael Mattis was out, and then I was out.
I know.
And now
Busy people.
The gang is all back together.
Yes.
Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you like us and follow us on all social media platforms. We are DISHIN Days on Facebook and Instagram, and _DISHIN Days on Twitter. And if you are listening to us on the podcast, hello, podcasters.
Ding dong.
Make sure you leave us 5 stars and a comment. We love going and reading about what you like about the show, only what you like about the show, and what you want more from our show. So make sure you give us 5 stars and leave a comment. What? Oh, it was huge, right?
No, but that was good for, eyesight like ours.
And if you are a huge fan of soap operas, we also have other recaps for you. We have the Restless Rap for Young and the Restless and the GH Report for General Hospital. And I believe those are all the church announcements. Oh, so I was in D.C. last week.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful event. I missed you guys.
We missed you.
I did think about you guys once. Okay, maybe twice. But it was a great event. Spectrum Celebrity Events. This was their first event in DC, and
oh really?
Yes, and I got to hang out with this wonderful group of people. Ryan Carnes from General Hospital.
He's amazing.
Greg Rickard and Cameron Grimes from Young and the Restless.
So
Van Hansis and Jake Silberman from As the World Turns, and Freddie Smith from Days of Our Lives. And again, as we've been saying every week, these group of people all have or are currently playing gay characters on soaps. Van and Jake were actually the first gay super couple on As the World Turns.
Oh,
so, and you can find all of those clips on YouTube, because I had to research everything because I wasn't watching As the World Turns.
How far back does that go?
I think this was back in...
Because I seriously thought Will and Sunny was...
This was before Will and Sunny.
Yeah.
They preceded Will and Sunny.
This was 2005.
Wow.
2005, okay.
Yeah.
Even earlier.
And what's interesting is that each of them, each of their characters were presented on their shows in different climates. So, like, we had 2005, and then we kind of move up, and then, of course, Will and Sunny, like, just a few years ago. So I feel like it was just interesting to know how, like, their show handled this, like, in those eras.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Even though they're only just like a few years apart. But it was great. We did a Q&A, which was very informative and great, and it was just great to get to know another group of people.
How was the turnout?
The turnout was very intimate.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a very intimate setting. I think all the fans enjoyed a lot of the one-on-one time that they had with the stars, and they were all very nice and very welcoming. So shout out to Spectrum Celebrity Events for having us and having everyone. Make sure you guys follow them so that way you can continue seeing what events they have coming up.
We've got to get the fans to come out.
Yes.
It's so important.
It's almost as important as watching.
It is.
Yeah.
I was just going to say it's so important for the health of daytime drama.
Yeah.
For the fans to come out and show the support, because that goes back to the networks.
Yeah, and it's also what we always keep learning is they love the interaction with the fans because they get to realize how their work is affecting them. And I think it's always reassuring as any entertainer to know that.
Yeah.
So make sure you not only check out Spectrum Celebrity Events, but also Starstruck Fan Events, who, I mean...
They have a couple coming up.
A couple. They already rolled out 2020. So, and they do have one coming up in Tarrytown, New York in August. And I believe that's with Greg Rickard, Freddie Smith, and 2 other people. Sorry, Paul and Keith. I can't remember.
We'll tweet it out.
Yeah. But make sure you go to Starstruck Fan Events and find out details on that if you're in that area. And even if you're close by, if you're in driving distance, go.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Because everyone's like...
it's a once-a-year type of thing for most people, so why not just do it?
Yeah. And everyone's always like, come to my town. It's like... we're gonna get close and then come.
Where's Tarrytown?
That's a good question. I don't know.
New York. I have no idea where
New
that
York's
is.
probably,
It's a huge place. So
I shouldn't say I don't know.
I don't know either.
okay.
I think we learned a while ago that geography isn't our strong suit. Right?
It is not. It is not. Because, I'm like the people in Salem. I think Chicago is just a hop, skip, and a jump from LA.
I mean,
but it's really not.
oh, never mind.
She's in Sweden.
What?
Didn't she? Wait, you said Carrie?
Yeah, because Carrie was like O'Hare. I thought you were going to say we think that Salem is close to Chicago, which I guess it is. I was confused by what you were saying.
I've never been clear as to where the fictional Salem is supposed to be anyway.
I think they've actually settled on Illinois because
Have they
now, if
settled
you've
on
noticed in the
Illinois?
police station, there's a map of Illinois in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Illinois. And I think it's like a couple of hours from Chicago.
It's further south because they used to hold an event, and sorry, we'll get to the recap in a minute. They used to hold a fan event every year called Salem Days, and it was held in Salem, Illinois. So there is an actual Salem, Illinois. I know because my gay butt used to drive from Columbus, Ohio to Salem, Illinois to attend. See? Drive. If you're close, drive.
Or if you're close enough, fly.
And rich enough.
I guess. Or rich enough. Or have a friend with buddy passes.
There you go. That's the way to do it. Yeah.
That's how I travel. Thanks, friends. All right, let's get down to it. It's now time to start DISHIN Days. Tamala.
Oh.
Bum-bum. All right, so let's kick things off with
Oh boy.
Ben, Sierra, Claire, Trip, Hope, John, Marlena, Belle, Sean, Eve. First of all, Olivia Rose Keegan. Girl, bookmark all of these episodes for your Emmy reel.
Yes.
Because
For any reel.
yes.
Going forward for any, jobs you want.
Absolutely,
Yes.
yeah.
Where they need a crazy girl.
Well, just, yeah.
Not even a
that, but not, yeah.
Like
Just great skills.
Yeah, exactly. Like she did such a good job of like bringing the crazy, but then also when she like dialed it back and realized she was acting crazy, you saw like she did such a good job like juxtaposing her crazy side and her vulnerable side, and like that moment where like they're in the cabin. This moment was like the best moment of the week. Not the best moment of the week for me, but the most that like I really like got engaged with was when it was just Marlena and Claire in the cabin, and she sits on the bed, and I'm like, oh my god, like she's really like just devastated at herself.
And ashamed.
Shame.
What she's
That's a good word. Yeah.
doing and thinking.
Tony, you and I can relate because Michael's not an actor, but as actors, me former, you still, we get the moment-to-moment life that Olivia had. Every single moment was rich and alive, going from crazy to, like Michael said, the vulnerability, to the fear, to the anger, to the hurt. There is enormous hurt when she's talking to Sierra, and as to the why, and it was. So, and I've said this before with other scenes that she's had, but it was really tough to watch because she was so incredibly lost. And while you wanted her to get her, what was coming to her, it was mostly just feeling so sad.
You felt sympathy.
Sad. Yes.
Yeah.
That's so hard.
And she wasn't the crazy where she really wanted to go through it. I felt like you could see the push and pull.
The torn, absolutely.
Like, I hate you for like just taking the life that I want, pretty much. But oh my god, I realized I'm flipping my stuff.
And she had no control.
Yeah.
She had no control over it.
A moment. I'm sorry. I had a giggle moment. Was when
in the cabin.
In the cabin.
What was the giggle moment?
When Hope was talking to Claire, and they were trying to convince her not to, light it up. And in the back, you see Ben kind of trying to untie.
Yes.
And then it was a moment when Claire decided not to, and Hope runs over to Sierra. It was almost like, "Thank you, bitch." And then did you notice that? And so I was like, "That's still your granddaughter."
And that was because she Hope. I think Christian Alfonso realized that Hope in character had sympathy for Claire, despite what she had done to her daughter. And she almost went to like embrace her, but then couldn't do it. And it was like, no, my daughter comes first.
Yeah.
And I think too, knowing that Marlena was there, she's like, you know what, Marlena's got this.
Got it,
so I'm just gonna tend to my daughter.
But I did like the way she did it was kind of like, thanks, like you said.
And then just hit it. But then she did come back and like give her a hug before they
kissed her goodbye.
Yeah, before they left. But she was still like, "Come on, Sierra, we gotta go," because she's crazy. But that was my
Victoria
one
also
moment.
brought it.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, when I saw the picture tweeted from NBC at NBC Days on Twitter.
Why do they? That's another issue. Sorry.
I don't know. But Sierra was tied up. I literally tweeted like, again, if this girl don't take self-defense classes, and what I was trying to figure out is, how did little Claire drag Sierra
it's suspension
into a car
of disbelief,
and it's just because it was like
endorphins or adrenaline.
She's so tiny and microscopic. First she had to knock out Trip.
She knocked out Trip.
She knocked out Trip, and then she dragged Sierra somewhere.
The story Trip told was that he tripped and fell and hit his head, not that he got knocked out. No,
he did get a little cut.
Yeah.
Because Claire was like with the butcher knife, and then she still had the knife in the cabin.
Cabin, yeah. She brought it with her,
and she was so creepy. Like you could tell, like at the end, she was just kind of like hitting her nails with it and kind of like playing with it a little bit. And I was like, Olivia Rose Keegan, you are living your life.
I'm telling
right
you
now, you are living your entire life. So yeah, but it was I feel like now it was a great ending to this storyline because for so long we were like, who started this fire? And then for the longest time we've known it was Claire, and now that it's all come out. But the biggest is Eve being found out about it too, and Sean mentioning to Sierra that Eve had called Claire and there was a message, and then Sierra listening to the message being like, she knew.
Shut the front door.
But then when she told John, well first she told Ben, and Ben had a reaction like, I'm going down there. But his mood quickly changed when he saw how John and Marlena reacted, and even Marlena was like, I'm going with you.
Yeah.
I was like,
I was scared for Eve. I was scared for Eve. And I wrote this down because that scene with Sierra and Ben and John and Marlena in the hospital, and they find out about it, and then John and Marlena go rushing off to confront Eve. And Sierra is just like, she can't believe this. And she says to Ben that Eve is evil. And I wrote this down because Ben said, she's not evil, she's messed up. So is Claire. Way more than anybody knew, just like I was. And honestly, that was the moment that was pivotal for me. Ben's ability to sympathize for Eve and to empathize for Claire after everything that they put him through.
And this was after Eve refused to drop the charges, right?
Yes.
Because Hope and Ben had that conversation.
Exactly.
And despite everything they told Eve, Eve was standing by her. I mean, as much as I can try to understand Eve's motivation, like, once you have a confession, like, she needs to let it go. She needs to let it go now. Like, despite, like, I get it. He killed your daughter, but now you know it wasn't him. You can't go after him for a crime he didn't commit.
But she doesn't have the background, the legal, like, that's not, She's
acting on emotion.
Exactly. She's acting on emotion. And when Ben said all that, I had, here was the image, I wrote this down too. I had the image in my brain of, for so long, Sierra's been the only one in his camp. Sierra's been the only one to support him. And when Marlena said to Claire I'm getting goosebumps. When Marlena said to Claire in the cabin, I will never give up on you. And when Belle was at Claire's bedside and when Claire wakes up, she said, we're here. You're not alone anymore. There was a lot of chatter in Twitter of like, Ben never had that support. And had he had that kind of support, maybe things would have been different. And I couldn't help but have this image of his circle of folks it started with Sierra, is getting larger.
Oh, yeah.
You know, of people who support him. Marlena was always there, but now Hope.
Finally,
You know, I think
because she's
Hope
come
is
to the
now
light. Yeah.
in that inner circle.
Yeah.
And as that inner circle grows, his demons are on the other side.
Yeah.
They're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But that peripheral, that line is getting farther and farther away.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So emotional.
It was great. That storyline was really
So well done.
It was and this week, like, everybody played their parts very well, very well.
And John and Marlena explaining it to Belle.
When she showed up, first of all, shout out to Martha Madison.
I know. We always love
I
your
love Martha
pretty
Madison.
face on the canvas.
And she just pops up. Guess who? And it's like, and John and Marlena are like, she has no idea.
You know what was interesting? At the end of Tuesday's show, they did what they sometimes do. They had a song over like the various
the
scenes,
montage,
like the montage,
yeah.
kind of summarizing everything going on. And there was a moment where Sean had a phone and he put it down, and so I thought that was him calling Belle and telling her. So then the next episode when Belle showed up, I was kind of surprised she didn't know.
Well, she was on the plane.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Speaking of Sean, when Tripp told him what was happening, he didn't believe it. And I was like, hold up. Is this whole family crazy? Like, what's going on?
Well, no, he's heard. He doesn't want to believe that his child is. That's not gonna. He's a father of. He's Claire's father. He's not just gonna automatically believe that she's done all this.
Right.
You know?
And-
He's not gonna take Tripp, who he barely knows, his word.
And he and Belle
So I felt
haven't been around.
Exactly.
Claire.
Yeah.
And if people who have been in her life day in and day out didn't see this coming down the pike,
Yeah.
I felt like his reaction was, I mean, a little rough, but I don't think it was out of line for the character in that moment.
Yeah.
You know, of course, his reaction is going to be defensive of his.
Caleb was
daughter.
like, no,
Yeah.
it's true.
But I mean, once it became apparent that Tripp was telling the truth, they,
Yeah.
the defense turned into concern, and I like that they have Sean and Belle in for this. It would have been weird had they not made an effort to bring them back.
yeah,
You know
it
what
would
I
have
mean?
been like way wrong.
But Days has done that in the past, where you know
Yeah.
they don't bring in certain characters who you feel are like pivotal to be in that moment, and so
yeah.
no, it's good stuff.
It was great. Great storyline.
Can't wait for Marlena and John to.
Oh,
And again, that was another amazing moment. They lay into Eve, they leave the room, and Eve is by herself.
Yeah.
And there's tears in her eyes. You can't help but feel for her.
Because I mean, she does. You can tell she feels.
a little bit.
I mean,
Yeah.
to a point.
To a point.
Because Cassie DePaiva does a good job of conveying that she actually does have some care in that crazy mind of hers. But I do feel like there does need to be a payoff here. Eve needs to be punished for this.
I can't wait.
And
I'm so looking forward
it's
to
not,
it. But
I'm
at the
hoping she
same
does get
time,
punished,
I was like, oh my God, I do feel for you. You made such bad choices.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next storyline, which is Cole, Xander, Kate, Ted, Rex, Brady, Hope, Chloe, and that necklace. And where's Maggie?
And where's Maggie?
Who put that in there?
Me.
Oh, why?
Because I want her back.
Oh.
Like, where's she been?
I guess she wasn't on. She was. Yeah.
She wasn't on.
She wasn't on this week.
Maggie's like, listen, I'm trying to recuperate from a hangover.
I just want, a scene. That's all.
I can relate.
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can.
4 days off of work. Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sloppy, Cole, sloppy.
Yeah, she's
sloppy. Oh, side note, I don't know if I mentioned this the last time I was here, if you guys mentioned it, but have you realized that the Salem Inn entrance is now in the Horton Town Square?
Yeah,
and the
I
yogurt place is no longer there?
When Nicole walked in, I'm like,
That's right.
okay.
Yeah.
That was something I noticed, and I was like, okay.
I noticed it a couple of
right.
weeks ago because, she used to take a gander around Horton Town Square. Janice Boutique was my favorite boutique to look in. And, or sitting at the yogurt shop. And the yogurt shop used to be where the Salem Inn was. Mm-hmm. So when they cut to that and I didn't see the usual pink awning and stuff, and it said Salem Inn, I was like, oh, they got an entrance now on the Horton Town Square. They must have.
Hotel renovations.
They've only showed it that one time.
That one time.
Yeah.
I guess they're like, listen, we can't keep acting like, the Salem Inn is far. We just need these people to like exit stage left right onto the Horton Town Square here.
And I noticed it must be like a narrow, the way she kind of had to walk in, there must be like a narrow between the door and whatever wall is there. It must be because she had to like that was like that.
Maneuver herself in. Okay, sorry. That was just a side note, but yeah, Cricola's being real sloppy with it. It's like, remember, boo, you Nicole, you are Nicole.
Don't call Stefano father.
Right.
Ooh, that was a really good moment.
Don't act like don't let out that you knew what his favorite champagne was.
Right.
Like she's dropping clues of who she really is.
Yeah, and also, okay, are we liking this feud-ish with Gabby and Nicole?
And Cricole. It's fine. I like it in so much as it's bonding Stefan and Gabby. Mm-hmm. Because he clearly stood up for her. Mm-hmm. It was funny because he kept going back and forth. Oh, that's a really good idea, Gabby. Oh, no, Nicole, that's a really good idea, too. And I was thinking, come on. Who are you going to side with?
Pick a side.
Pick a side.
Sorry.
And he finally put Cricole in her place.
Yeah.
Which is like, good.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh.
Okay.
I was just kind of like, Nicole is someone that works together with someone better.
Everyone's saying, she's acting the way she's acting because she's grieving. That's the excuse everyone's making.
Yeah. No.
Or rationalization. It's not an excuse.
That's too much. Even when... Oh, poor Chloe. When Chloe came by...
But that jumpsuit.
With the cookies.
Oh, my God. I looked up that jumpsuit.
That jumpsuit is everything.
Beautiful jumpsuit.
And she handed her the cookies. And then she was just like... Great. Oh, great. Well, I'll just take these, and these are my favorites. Okay, bye. And I was just like...
like, psycho!
And you know what? There was a moment where I thought, I wonder if Ari and Stacy, Ari plays Nicole, Stacy plays Kristen, if they ever get together and go, like, okay, how would you play this? So that then they can kind of mirror the two. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wonder if they because I noticed at the daytime Emmys they've gotten very close, and it didn't dawn on me then that like, oh, that's probably why, because they're essentially
even though they're not technically in
stuff.
scenes together. Yeah, they probably do like get together and like you said,
they have to learn each other.
Yeah,
I mean it's kind of like when when Marcy was playing Gabby and was taking how Camila plays Gabby. It was like you have to study that person.
It's more of Ari having to get Stacy / Kristen's mannerisms down because Ari is playing Cricole, Kristen as Nicole, and Stacy is just playing Kristen.
Stacy
gets to play Kristen.
Kristen, Mm-hmm. I mean, this was the first week that I actually heard Ari sound like Stacy.
Oh yes, yeah. I get what you're saying.
The sound of her voice, the intonations. Mm-hmm. Like, this is how Kristen, Stacy, this is what she sounds like.
It's kind of like when Kristen gets annoyed by something, she has that kind of raise of the voice. And she did. I feel like she did that with the cookies. Okay, great. Okay, bye. Like she was just kind of like, just go away. Like just.
Yeah, I think Kristen is getting frustrated. Like she wants what she wants to happen, and she wants it now, and so her frustration, she's slipping. Yeah. But now Xander has hidden Kate and Ted, but has told Kristen that he killed them and buried them on the far side of town.
But
so
what
now,
a surprise for her to go down in that. First of all, there was not one iota of a wine cellar where she was. It was just the secret room.
I know.
And then she busts up in there and it's like...
Where's the DiMera wine cellar? Come on.
Okay, the wine cellar, back in the day, the wine cellar / secret room used to be outside the entrance, the foyer as they called it, and there was a back door in the foyer next to the stairs that they would always show them whenever Kristen was going down there or whoever was going down there. That's where they would go. And that's where the wine cellar / secret room was. And it was actually, you could see the wine cellar and the door. You had to you would see them twist a bottle of wine and that would open the door. Oh, so this is an entirely new...
This is back when Marlena and Kristen were in the secret room, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. I remember how that was.
Yeah.
But I didn't remember as detailed as you did.
I was very into the show back then.
I see. I feel like somewhere in your house you have a map of, like, the DeMera Mansion.
I may have a couple VHS tapes sitting around from back then, but, you know.
That's not my judgment face.
Podcast listeners.
There's no judgment.
There's no judgment.
Anyway, moving on.
So Xander's in deep trouble.
He's going to
He's in
be.
hot water now.
Well, because Hope is questioning him about well, first of all, he's sloppy too. Because not only is Hope questioning him about the necklace that he gave Sarah, but also Brady mentioned that Kate was missing because she had missed the meeting, and then he got the text. Oh no, Rex got the text,
and that's sloppy
Kate,
Cricole, the way she's sounding over text.
It's like you have her phone, scroll up to see how she talks and how she ends her stuff with, and mimic. It's not like you're doing it from a burnt phone. but then Xander kind of covered the tracks to be like, oh, I approve something. He's like, don't do that again. Okay. But then why would you then text Rex again right after that? Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. Oh, side note. While I'm thinking about this, speaking of Xander and Paul Telfer.
Mm-hmm.
I know we got yelled at for pronouncing his name wrong.
We did. So I don't know if you guys have noticed this yet, but there is a Honda Random Act of Kindness commercial that's out, and Paul and his wife, and I don't know who the other woman is or what the relationship, but they're in it.
Is that him?
That is him.
Because you see the first shot of him, and he's kind of looking down.
He's looking down.
And I was like, oh, it's Xander from Days. But then they show a close-up, and it didn't really look like him. But it was so brief that I wasn't sure. But yeah.
That's him. And I giggled because I was like, what? What are you doing there? But he said that actually happened. They like went to brunch and they actually paid for it and all
fun.
of that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
So it's not just a marketing gimmick. They actually do.
No, they actually do that apparently.
Awesome. Good job, Honda.
Dear Honda, random act of helpfulness.
By the way, we'll be at.
You can you can come and be sponsors of our show here.
Yes, please.
We'll take it.
We'll do a random act of kindness tour featuring the cast of Days of Our Lives.
We just committed the cast of Days of Our Lives. We'll get an email about that.
Right.
Yes.
Excuse me, that was just an idea. It's not actually happening. That's just my mind working. Whatever.
Then we had the continuation of Hope and Sarah with the necklace, right? Or is that in tidbits?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay, so I'm kind of lost with the connection. So Hope sees the necklace on Sarah.
Recognizes it from
and
Ted.
then she confronts Xander.
Yeah, well, she asked. She asked like Sarah, where did she get it from? And she found out that it was from Xander. She then goes to ask Xander about it because that's the link to Ted.
And he comes up with the whole pawn shop.
Like
he was at the pawn shop.
Was it a pawn shop?
And he ran into Ted at the pawn shop. Yeah.
And Ted was trying to pine it off before he left town, and so he doubled the money or made him a generous offer and like bought it off of him.
Okay.
I wish I was that quick of a thinker, like to come up with that story. I'd be like, oh.
You need a writer like Ron.
Well, listen. Well, no, you can take lessons from Tamala. When a couple of weeks ago, when I asked how would you get revenge on someone, and she quickly, without hesitation, went poison, and I was like.
You're not pouring. I'm pouring my own Coke from now on.
Please do. Please do.
Jeez.
The things we give thought to.
I do not want to be the receiving end of that.
Shout out to Ernie.
Can we? We got an eye on you,
Vanity,
Ernie.
whatever.
It's
Inside
all right.
joke. Sorry.
Can we just take a moment to talk about Rex and Sarah?
Idiot.
Sure.
Rex, not Sarah. Idiot.
I just look at the whole relationship and I'm like, girl, are you really going to go through this? And okay, how can I phrase this? The morning after, before breakfast,
On the couch.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh, so we just gonna throw a little sheet over and then just roll off. And I'm just like, oh, okay. I'm here for it. I just like that they're alluding to it in different ways on the show, which is very
That was
natural.
an interesting way to start.
It's appreciative.
Scene, I think usually, the hanky panky starts at the end of the scene, but they were finishing.
They were finishing, and then they talked about breakfast.
Yeah,
but I was like, "Who cooking breakfast?" Because everything burnt now. And then shout out to that one little moment where Sarah walked out in her cute little t-shirt and was staring at Rex's
figure.
Yes, I appreciated that moment.
I was right there with you, Sarah. I was like,
It's like, why did I marry him? Oh yeah.
Like, oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
We took a moment for that. All right, and that's pretty much it with that storyline, right?
The necklace. Rex gave the necklace to Chloe. Remember that? Like that happened on Friday.
Oh, that's right.
He was like, "You want the necklace? It looks really good on you." I would have been like, "I don't want that
because
necklace."
Sarah said, "Here, fine."
Yeah, because Sarah gave it back to him. Rex was going to
right.
give it back to Xander,
He's
and then
such a goober.
and then he's like, "You would
And then
look
Rex
really
gave it
pretty."
to Chloe.
Yeah.
And then Brady walks up like, "What is this?" Y'all just get rid of that necklace.
Such a
I know,
goober.
just or actually pawn it, get some cash.
Yeah,
for it.
it's not. Look, it's not the Hope Diamond. We're fine.
Well, he probably wants to rub it in Xander's face too, because Xander might just see that necklace and.
He won't care. Oh, he'll care. Oh, yeah, he will.
Yeah.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah. Oh. AMK Fitz says these two need to get a house.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
I was wondering
They're still
that
staying at
too.
Eric's, right?
Like, that's
Yeah,
not
they're still- yeah,
right.
Yeah. She's like,
Eric's just staying at the pub.
Yeah.
Who's paying the rent?
she put. I'm sorry. I don't know if this person is a he or she, but AMK Fitz pointed out the same thing I thought was when she said, also Sarah and Rex are married, and she has to tell Rex how she likes her eggs. Do you remember that part?
No, but if that did happen, I get the feeling that kind of goes along with Rex's personality. He probably doesn't know.
Or maybe
He
she
probably
wanted,
knows how the other ladies he
wanted
slept with
different-
like their eggs, but not her.
How does Mark like
She
his
wanted
eggs?
different types of eggs.
Sunny side up.
Oh.
Always.
Like I cook.
But would he know
But
what?
when we go to IHOP, he orders sunny side up.
Would he know what kind of eggs you like?
I don't know, probably.
What kind of
You
eggs
think
does
so?
Ernie like?
He's scrambled.
Hard.
Don't give him an omelet. He wants his eggs scrambled,
Okay.
dry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You look very annoyed by that. Like, just eat the omelet.
It's still eggs.
No,
Eat
we're
the
actually
omelet.
on the same page. I don't like omelets either.
I could do an omelet.
I like
but
it scrambled.
Anyway.
Yeah, me too. I think it's scrambled too. All right. That's it for that one, right?
Another omelet of a storyline.
Yeah. Eve, Jack, Jennifer, JJ, Haley. All right. Okay, JJ and Haley.
Yeah.
That was
So
great.
it was really cute. Jennifer knocking, and you just got out of the shower. Didn't mean to interrupt you. I always love when she just kind of barrels in
She's
like
that
a little
mom.
tornado.
She's
Yes.
that mom.
Yes.
But here's the kicker. Haley in the other room going, all right, JJ, I've scrubbed your back, and now you... And I'm just like, Haley, girl, peep around the... You gotta do peep around. See who's there. Like, hello, make sure somebody's gone. It's like, I've scrubbed your back, and now you have me wait... Oh. And I'm like, yeah,
And
girl. And Jennifer's face was just with delight. But as a mom, a little awkward
That was
to know
always
Yeah.
awkward.
that
It
your
doesn't
son
matter
probably
how
just
good
did
of a
it.
relationship you have with your kid. Like,
Yeah.
this is like awkward.
But I'm glad of that moment. And how do we feel about the songs between Haley and JJ?
I'll accept it, but I don't know. It's a little too hokey for my taste, if that makes any sense.
I think it's one of those things where, okay, if it were Claire starting the scene off like with a song, I get that because they kind of establish
She's a singer.
her
Yeah,
as a singer.
she writes her music and yeah.
But it's kind of like using the talents of the actors.
But JJ's always been a singer, guitar player.
Casey's a musician.
Yes, and they've had him play guitar.
Yes.
Yes, but it's I realize it's just maybe like one of those skills that like, yes, she's established as a nurse, but like she loves to sing around the house or something like that. But sometimes you look like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know about
Yeah,
that.
not sure.
I mean, it's a cute moment, but
That's what I chalk it
Let's
up
not
to. I'm like,
overplay
it's
it.
cute,
Yeah.
but yeah.
But I did like the transition where like she sung it live and then it went into like the track.
Sidebar, was Thea on American Idol?
She was.
Oh, so she's a singer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Had
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah.
Huh.
She's on American Idol.
I feel like I may have known that and forgot it. But
I mean, listen, honestly, I don't watch American Idol. I used to watch American Idol just for the auditions and then like the top 5.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the auditions back when they first started were hilarious.
yeah.
My favorite audition, though, side note, my favorite audition was from another like country's American Idol, and it's this woman who came in to sing Ken Lee, but she really meant Mariah Carey's "Can't Live," but because she didn't know English that well, she thought the song was called Ken Lee.
Kenley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great story.
Good
Sorry.
story.
Look it up, Ken Lee. It's hilarious. Anyway, so beautiful moment with them. I still feel like Eve. I don't feel like Eve is secure with the relationship with her and Jack.
Oh no, absolutely
She
not.
never will be.
No.
I
As long
feel
as
like
Jennifer's breathing.
Yeah.
And now that she knows he has that diary,
Yes.
she's going to become even more insecure.
Oh, when they figured out, when they were all in Hortontown Square, and first of all, Eve. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I just get exhausted.
Which moment?
Just like she needs to drop it. Eve.
Well, it's like she's always calling someone. It's like, girl, you don't know the law. Like,
No.
But and so when they saw Haley, it's like,
Oh, right.
and Jennifer,
they got
Aren't you? Doesn't it bother you that your
your wife has ice on speed dial?
That was
Jennifer
brilliant.
is Jennifer is Patti LaBelle. She's like, and she is shady. She is shady.
And Melissa Reeves
awesome.
delivers those zingers like,
Zingers?
so well.
Yeah.
Oh no! How about this zinger? Oh, I didn't know you were so interested in getting your memory back. How do you feel about that, Eve? or what did she say? It was something like, maybe something.
Yeah.
But she did the lean like, how about that, Eve? I'm like, oh, Jennifer,
delicious.
It was so good.
Shady McShady.
And there
honey.
was a good moment where Eve is lying to Jack because he's asking her what's wrong, and she's like, "Oh, I just can't believe Ben's blah blah blah." But he said to her, "I know you, and I know you. You got on me because I was lying to you and holding something from you. Don't do this with me." So we'll see what.
Oh, and the way that she presented that diary. First of all, where's dinner? Don't be opening up stuff in the diary. Where is my food?
What is he
happened?
talking about?
When
Oh, because they ordered food.
when they ordered room service, and Jack went to like get his dinner, and there was the diary sitting there because
yes.
she was like, oh, wait, was that this week? That was this week.
It was this week,
It
yeah.
was this week.
Yeah.
And he went to go take a shower, and that's
Yes.
when she found.
Mm-hmm.
That was last week.
Well, the reveal was this week, wasn't it?
It's all running together for me.
Yeah, she
what
found the
happens.
diary in his briefcase last week.
But then put it on the plate this week.
No, that was this week. No, what we're all talking about was this week.
Yeah.
The plate was this week.
Yeah,
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know I ain't crazy.
Got it. Okay, now I get the where's my dinner.
Yeah.
Cool, got it.
Y'all were looking at me like,
I know, I forgot that little detail.
like, Tony, did you watch that part in DC? Yeah, but that's pretty much it with that. All right. Oh, before we go into some news, I met Candace Mack, Candy Poo.
Oh.
She's in the room right now, by the way.
Shout out to Candy Poo.
Hey, Candy Poo.
So I want to tell this quick little story. So they in DC they printed out all the actors' headshots so that you can buy them and you can get them signed, and they also printed out mine and Brad Everett Young. Shout out to Brad who took the picture that we saw earlier, and Candace bought it, and I was like, "You bought my picture? I didn't think anybody was gonna buy buy it. And so she bought it and she had me autograph it.
Very
and it made me feel very
cute.
special. So shout out to Candace. And I thought she was going to bring her Fan of the Week award so that she could do a live version of her acceptance speech, but she didn't. So I was kind of disappointed about that. But whatever, I forgave her.
That's sweet.
All right, on to a bit of news. We here at AfterBuzz TV would like to thank you for making us the ESPN of TV talk. For us to continue to grow, though, we need your help. If you're on YouTube right now, which you are because you're watching us as you're sitting there eating popcorn or pizza rolls with your feet up in a robe, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. If you're listening to us on iTunes, please give us 5-star rating and make a comment. But no matter where you are, leave us a comment so that you can get involved in the conversation. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to us all. We greatly appreciate your love and support, and thank you so much for always tuning into our show. But don't forget, tell your friends, and keep enjoying all of our shows. Thank you. This announcement brought to you by the kind folks of AfterBuzz TV. All right, let's get to some tidbits. We have Stefan, Gabby, and Cricole. We kind of touched on it.
We kind of touched on that.
I'm still all for Gabby and Stefan.
She looks so amazing in that outfit.
I feel like, though,
Lord.
she had to remind herself of her plan. Because I feel like she's falling for Stefan. Because Stefan has obviously admitted his attraction to her. And I think that moment when she was talking to herself and like, I'll get everything I want. And then here comes Cricole with them damn oatmeal cookies. Talking about, what you gonna get, girl?
Yeah.
Some oatmeal cookies?
Yeah.
I almost forgot that this started because she wants revenge on Stefan.
Yeah.
I kind of, I had to remind
I think she's
myself
forgetting too.
Yeah.
Well, that's what, because let me tell you, I don't know what Stefan got, but it's good.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
It's real good.
Yeah.
So there's that. Eli and Lonnie.
I was surprised.
They're gonna get married!
I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't expecting that either. I'm like, summer down.
And
Y'all
how
just
they
got back
did it
together.
was really cute.
It was cute.
Yeah.
It was very
The
cute.
fireworks.
Yes, but oh, Julie.
Oh,
Twice,
I love her.
twice in that episode, foot in mouth.
Yeah. Oh,
But
Julie.
that's true to
Julie.
character. Yeah.
But she's always the first one to admit the foot and mouth, apologize, and
move on. And Doug just stands there like,
that's my girl.
That's my girl. You know what? They should do like a web series called "That's My Girl" featuring Doug and Julie.
Oh my god!
And they just like, oh, that watch is gonna be up on the app, on the dual app. And it's just like crazy antics that Julie does, almost like a Lucy and Ricardo type of feel. And it always ends with Doug going, "That's my girl."
Yeah, that's going on the dual app.
Yeah,
I can see.
You're
that.
welcome, dual
Good
app.
job, Tony.
But you know, good at what I do. So there's that. Okay, was there anything else with that?
No.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to this. Carrie, Rafe, Hope,
Yes.
and Eric and Sarah and Roman. First of all, I don't know what Rafe got, but these Brady girls keep popping up in Salem, seeing Rafe getting a little bit and then being like,
Bye.
okay, I'm good, bye.
One night stand.
It's not
race.
worth sticking around for, whatever it is.
But I will say what I liked was, okay, think back to Carrie and Austin time with Carrie, Austin, and Sammy and that whole triangle, and how sometimes you rooted for, I sometimes rooted for Sammy to be with Austin, but, ultimately I think everyone rooted for Carrie and Austin to be together. And then, like, they finally get their happiness. And then, soap operas tend to, like, you got your happiness, you guys are off the show. We're assuming that everything is all hunky-dory until you come back. It felt so real to know that the relationship just became so mundane and that it's so routine. We take care of Noah, and then, we come home from work, we play with Noah and do all that, and then he goes and reads a book, and I go and I can't remember what she did.
Yeah.
She reads a book, he goes and watches soccer.
There we go. And it's just like, that's the life of Carrie and Austin after all y'all been through? Okay. And then they separated, and then her and Rafe rekindled what they had before him and Sammy's triumph. But they both happened right after Hope, so.
Right. That's his pattern. At first I was like, why are they doing this? But then I'm like, oh, it's just they're establishing a pattern of behavior for old Rafe.
Yes.
And I love the moment of Eric. How would you just bombard? How can you just walk into your sister's room
She's like
that? Like,
hey.
really? Oh my God.
Those muffins look good, though.
They looked really good. That breakfast looked good. Yeah, so him exploding, and then when Roman confronts her, like, okay, what's going on with you? And
it's like,
Rafe,
it's like, don't act like I didn't see Rafe creeping up out of here.
You know, Salem's a small town. There's no secrets here.
Yeah.
How do you think it's not going to get back to Austin? And that's when she says we've
separated. Yeah. But I love Hope's reaction when Rafe comes down and she's like,
"Why are you coming? What
are you doing upstairs?
What? What?"
And then Eric jumps in with like, "Oh, I had some plumbing issues and he came over." I'm like,
somebody had some plumbing issues.
Somebody,
4 days off work.
Someone mentioned, I think Scott Holston mentioned in here at how great Christy Clark, who plays Carrie, looked, and I'm like, girl has not aged.
No,
like she's
exactly the same.
It's almost like they said, "Oh, okay." And just took her from the 90s and just plucked her
down.
Yeah. And some people are saying that Carrie is boring, but we were talking before the show started at how she brought a new energy to, to the show.
New dynamics, sort of.
I liked her and Sarah talking and saying like how they, emailed each other like back and forth, and it was great to see each other, and how Sarah kind of, was like, "What'd you think I was going to say? What you and Rafe do, girl?" So I like that. But still, I love that Carrie came in town and was like, "Austin and I haven't had sex in months."
So...
And my room's upstairs.
Yeah.
So...
What I liked is that when Sarah and Carrie were talking, and they were talking about how she slept with Rafe, and Hope walked in... Or like saying like, "Oh, I hope Hope doesn't find out or whatever," and we didn't find out until the end of the next episode that yes, she did hear. Because usually with they come in and they don't end up hearing what we think they heard. I liked that Hope actually heard what we thought she heard, and she knows. And she gave the ring back and was like, "Whatever, we're divorced. It's fine."
And I liked the way she dealt with it. I'm glad that she didn't. There wasn't any scene.
There
wasn't
jealousy
any confrontation
or,
with Rafe. I like that because to me that was it. That's the closure. I guess that was like perfect. It's done and end.
And I was also glad that they did the 4th of July party with everyone.
Rekindling the Brady,
the Brady tradition.
The Brady tradition.
Brought on by Sarah and Rex. It was good.
Good times.
It was good times.
And the burger war. The burger war between Eric and Rex.
Of course, she picked Eric's meat. That's all I'm saying.
Well, listen,
the flavor.
I'm with her. Nothing like a good old charcoal piece of meat. All right, so that was it. That was this week of days.
Yes.
We are going to get into our segments, but before we do that, I think we'll have time to take a couple of phone calls in a little while after our segments. So get prepared for that. But first, let's get into our segments, which we will start with mine, which is Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Oh, snap! All right, so listen. I almost gave it to Kate when her and Ted were in the secret room, and Ted revealed the plan about giving the necklace, and she was like, "Oh, my life is dependent on Hope to like someone who used to be a part of the Salem PD to finally like get it right." That's or something like that." And I was like, but I really have to give it to Olivia Rose Keegan, Claire, for just an amazing performance this week. Like, Homegirl can play crazy to the point where I almost wanted to Instagram message her and be like, "Girl, you okay?
You okay? Yeah.
You're not around any lighters, are you?" So, my official 3 Snaps Award goes to Olivia Rose Keegan, Claire Brady, for being crazy. 3 Snaps Award. Oh, snap.
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap. All right. That was an interesting way I did 3 snaps. Anyway. And now it's time for... Fashion.
Opinions.
Arrogance.
You said opulence.
He always says opulence.
I said, everything. It's opulence.
All right, everyone. So this week, Designer Days, Gilles Marini. Gilles.
Doing a lot with so little.
There is nothing more beautiful than Gilles shirtless with a bottle of champagne. And there's no words. But podcast listeners, you're not getting the visual, so you need to go onto YouTube, watch this show, listen to the entire show, because when you get to this moment, you see the pictures of Mr. Marini, Monsieur Marini, shirtless with champagne. Well, there's nothing like it.
The Tellurant. Taking a shower. Oh my God, the way he was eating though.
He was
He was hungry.
Yeah.
And then he was like, we need more food. I was like, girl, if you hadn't eaten the food before the way that you did, you still have a little bit left.
So there you go. Designer Days goes to Mr. Ted Laurent Gilles Marini.
Ooh, and that has been...
Designer Days.
I tell you what, though, it kind of makes you want to go watch Sex and the City, the movie. And now it's time for...
Caption that.
Before I do my caption that, we should probably get the phone number up if we're going to take phone calls. If we can do that, Ryan?
It's coming up now.
Thank you. All right, so this week's Caption That Photo is the moment where Hope sees Sarah and is like, where'd you get that necklace? And is feeling all up on it, and Lindsay Godfrey...
Facial expression.
Yeah, the facial... Like, Lindsay Godfrey, can act just with her face.
Yes.
And does so much with...
She'd be brilliant in silent films.
Yeah. So, Lindsay Godfrey herself submitted a caption that caption. Thank you, Lindsay, for participating. We always love it when you guys participate and throw your hat in the game. So, Lindsay's caption made me laugh out loud is... Jesus, your hands are cold. So thank you, Lindsay, for your caption. And I'm also going to read off a fan caption. Shia Hunter Thompson on Facebook with her caption, why are you dressed like Prince? I thought that was cute.
Oh, because she did kind of...
She did, like, with the white and the purple and...
Yes, and all the pearls and all of that. That was
Diamonds and pearls. Yeah. Good. Sorry.
You were feeling it.
Got a little feel for a minute,
You did, just a little bit. Okay, shout out to Prince.
Thank you, Lindsay Godfrey, and thank you, Shia Hunter Thompson, for your captions this week.
Caption that.
Yay!
All right.
So we're gonna take phone calls now. We're getting that all set up at the moment.
Dylan Matthews has the phone number memorized.
Thank you, Dylan.
424-354-8302.
Yes. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. There she is, right on time. He is right on time. Sorry, Me World. So Me World 2's chiz moment of the week. Jack opens his dinner plate in front of Eve. Oh, no, that's one. And then Hope hears Carrie and Sarah spill the one night stand with Rafe. Oh, shiz. So that has been Me World 2's shiz moment of the week. Right. If you have a segment that you would like to start in our chat, feel free to go ahead and start it right in there. I appreciate that. I love that. And now we have a caller, so we'll go ahead and take that call. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days. You're on live. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. Oh, hey, Sarah. How are you?
I'm good, I guess.
Aww.
I guess. What's that?
She'll be good in November. She's going to see the Joe Bros in November.
Oh, the Jonas Brothers.
Nice.
Something to look forward to.
Hey. What was your favorite part of this week's episodes of Days?
Everything. Olivia.
Mm-hmm. She played crazy really well, didn't she?
She did, and I really felt it in her.
Mm-hmm.
And she feels clear. It just feels really lost, and I was so mad at Eve for not taking her too seriously.
Same
She
girl,
always
yeah.
out to get men, and I love that Sean and Marlena and Hope, they
So
were
good, yeah.
defending him.
So good.
So good.
They were like
And,
in it.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good
and
moment.
I cried when Mel came in to see her daughter laying in bed.
Aww.
Do you see the
And I
tear?
cried.
The single, yeah.
So
fell
beautiful, yeah.
Because they felt like they didn't notice it, and so
probably
The
Yeah.
guilt.
yeah. So I feel like as a parent, you feel like you know your kids, and like this is their moment where they feel like they don't know their kid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was sad.
And they weren't there for her.
Yeah. Aw.
Yeah. And I could see it, like, Sean felt bad about it when not seeing his daughter too, and after, like, when he was talking with Sierra, how he felt like when he apologized to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He blamed himself and apologized to Sierra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good
A
week.
lot of people blame themselves.
Oh, yeah. I think everyone feels a little bit of guilt that they didn't see it.
And I'm hoping, I'm hoping for Olivia get nominated next year for
Daytime Emmy.
Best Actress.
Telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She should.
Leading actress,
Second year in a row.
Instead of Best Younger Actress, but Best Leading Actress.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. This
And
week was good.
I
She needs to
think-
pin all these episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, do you think she will be the youngest female to be nominated in the Best Leading Actress in a Daytime Emmy?
Good point.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe
I don't know.
she could be.
I know. I think
We'd have to
Cameron.
dig on that.
I think Cameron Grimes is the youngest person to win an Emmy
Mm-hmm.
when she portrayed
Cassie.
Newman
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
before. Now she's back playing the twin, which I
Yeah.
find fascinating. Things you learn at DC. Yeah. Well, thank you, Sarah, so much for
Thanks,
calling
Sarah.
in
Thank
you,
and
Sarah.
telling us all your favorite
Uh-huh.
Good to hear
moments.
from you.
Always good to hear from you.
We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, and if you guys want to call in, make sure you give us a call. The phone number is 424-354-8302. That's 424-354-8302. We have another caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days. You're on live. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi,
Hi.
this is Dwight again.
Hey,
Hi, Dwight.
again.
How are you?
I'm okay.
That's good. There was no Will this
No
week.
Wilson this
No.
week.
No Wilson this week. So what did you enjoy? We know you enjoy Will, but what was your favorite parts about this week?
Well, it was a crazy week for the show. I would say Claire,
Oh,
one of the reasons.
yeah. Claire was a good part this week. I mean,
yeah.
and they didn't play
That was
her.
like the most entertaining part of this week, probably.
Yeah,
for me.
and unfortunately, they didn't play her out like the whole week.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was just enough to like
yeah.
be like, oh
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
yeah, like give her a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else did you enjoy, Dwight?
Nicole and the Kristen scenes, I guess.
Oh, Nicole. This is still such a very interesting storyline, and I feel like it's starting to unravel because they are sloppy.
Yeah.
They're being sloppy.
I feel like Kristen's gonna have a reaction to seeing. I almost said Bill and Ted. Kate and Ted. Kate and Ted.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
In the secret room. No, I feel like she's gonna have a reaction, and that's when she's just her gasket's gonna blow.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you could tell at the end of Friday, she was just like, almost like she saw a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This week was interesting.
I like the scene where Eve got confronted by John and Marlena.
Yeah, it was so good.
Were you scared for Eve when John and Marlena came in?
No.
No?
She was like bait her.
I was like, girl, hold on to all your pearls.
Even Ben said that. I was like, I feel sorry for Eve.
Yeah, because his whole demeanor changed. He was like, I ain't mad no more. John and Marlena got it.
They're on it.
The looks on Sierra and Ben's faces you were talking about earlier when John was going to go see Eve, and he's like, you stay with Claire. And he's like, Sean's with Claire. I guess I'll just go with you. And the looks on their faces when they walked in, they're like the oh shiz.
Yeah, the oh shiz.
Yeah,
the oh shiz
they had
moment.
the oh shiz moment on their faces.
Gosh, that took me, world. You tickle me so much.
I still want Chandler Massey to stop by Dishing Days.
We hope to have him back in. He hasn't been in quite some time, but we hope he'll stop back in and say hi to us. But when that happens,
we'll let you know.
You'll be the first to know.
Yes.
And the other thing that impressed me was Eli and Lana got married.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was super sweet.
I like that. I suddenly when Eli proposed to Lonnie, I was like, ooh, I wonder what the wedding is going to be like. But then I was also like, ooh, what's going to happen at their wedding?
Exactly, weddings.
Weddings never really go through on
They should
on
bring
the show.
back Merlin McCoo, her mother, who plays her mother, back on the show as a guest at her wedding.
Oh, like Lonnie's mom from back in the day.
Oh.
Because Lonnie's mom is a character that Abe was with like back in the day. We've never seen her in the present time.
Yes.
But
yes.
Yeah. That'd be interesting to throw a little something
little
in there.
curveball.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that. All right,
She's from
Dwight.
Solid Gold.
Huh?
She's from Solid Gold.
Oh, yes. I feel like maybe, did James tell me that? Maybe. Or maybe we were talking about Solid Gold. I have a story about Solid Gold. All right, well, thanks, Dwight, for calling in,
Dwight.
as always. And we'll talk to you next week.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Dwight.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Okay, so side note, story about Solid Gold.
There's been like 17 side notes today.
Sorry. Well, I like the side note.
He's making up for his absence.
I thought I was, when I was little, I thought I was a Solid Gold dancer and decided to dance in the tub. Big mistake, because I slipped and fell and hit my mouth, and all of my front teeth were capped silver. Yeah. Hi, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Dishin Days. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Kevin. How are you?
Hey, Kevin. Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Where are you calling from, Kevin?
So I'm calling from New Jersey.
Hey,
Jersey in the house. So what did you enjoy about this week's episodes?
You guys are going to hate me.
No, we're not.
I'm so happy the storyline is over with Claire. I'm so happy it's done.
Well,
I could not wait for it to end.
Well, yeah, that's what we were kind of saying. Well, I think I said I liked how they just kind of wrapped it up and ended it, because for so long we've been sitting here like, who started the fire?
It needed to end.
Yeah, and it's like, how much longer are we going to talk about this fire? Like, either y'all going to blow something up.
Exactly.
Or...
It was like, she started the first fire, the second fire, the third fire. How many more fires are you going to start? Let's get rid of it. Let's put it to bed.
Exactly. No,
it's nicely tucked away.
Yes, and I thought they did a great job with it, but like, in the future, you know they're going to bring this back, like when she's an adult, like all of a sudden there's going to be another big fire, and they're going to be like, Claire. There's going to be all these remnants of it.
Yeah.
Can I also tell you, one of my favorite parts this week, I thought they all left. I thought Sammy and Lucas left. I thought Carrie left. They came in for the funeral. Okay, it was sad. Goodbye. And then she shows up to the barbecue. And I'm like, oh, Carrie's still here.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, too. When she came, I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, listen, Carrie had some business to attend to.
But now we know why. Now we know why she came with a purpose.
Carrie
she had to get a little in before she left.
Get a little strange. Salem strange before she left.
Carrie said, listen, I'm going to extend this trip for this thing, and then, I'm going to look for Rafe and dust off these cobwebs and get back on the plane to Sweden.
Uh-huh.
I don't mind. Listen, sometimes you got to get it when you get it.
Right. So I have a question for you guys.
Yeah. Sure.
I don't know if I missed it or if you guys talked about this in previous weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So we all know, I think you guys know, that I think Tony's coming back, or Andre's coming back, or somebody's coming back.
Teo and Leanne are both coming back, yeah.
Yeah.
What do we think is going to happen with that? How is that going to mix in with this Nicole, Kristen storyline?
I think it's going to be Tony. I don't think it's going to be Andre.
Do you think it's Tony?
I don't know, because it's like so we think Andre's dead. We think Abigail killed him. But with all of these people coming back, it's like we can't believe that any of these people that have died are actually dead. So I'm having trouble like predicting this, like who it's going to be, what's going to be the purpose, what's going to be the storyline. I'm guessing it's going to be Kristen related as well. I just don't know what. I'm curious about what they have planned.
I'm trying to remember okay, you guys remember the scene right before the lab blew up and they did all the initials?
Yes.
And I always felt like that was very telling, but I couldn't remember which initials were what and like all that. And I'm trying to remember if there was a TD or an AD.
There's an AD. It could be Anthony DiMera.
Yeah.
Or it could be Angelica Devereaux.
Ain't nobody trying to have Angelica come back.
I want Angelica to come back. I want Angelica to come back. Morgan Fairchild, I love it.
No, we're fine, Angelica. Girl, I'm all right. It doesn't need to be Angelica. But if it's 80, wait. Did he go by Tony or Anthony?
Well, he went by Tony, but...
Well, then the AD would be Andre.
Well, it could be Anthony, though.
Listen.
Just the formal...
However he comes back, please have your memory.
We can't go through
Xander
another
even had the conversation with Kristen when he was saying, I saw all these initials, and I think that it could be Stefano, I think it could be Tony, or it could be Anthony, or it could be Andre.
Right.
So there were so many initials that even Xander called her out on it.
But also, here's another clue, though. Remember the Marlena near-death?
Yeah.
And she thought it was Andre,
but it was
Tony.
Yes.
So... she almost crossed over. So maybe, I don't know, just, trying to pick up context clues. So then maybe, it's official, Tony is dead. And then it's going to be Andre.
So if it's Andre, that whole storyline was for why? The whole DID.
I mean that happens so frequently sometimes that we just kind of got to be like...
Yeah.
Well, Kevin, you got us thinking. Our wheels are turning. That was a good question. Well, we're going to have to talk about this when it happens.
Yeah, exactly.
And then here's the other follow-up, too, is because we've already seen one face reveal. Is there going to be another one? Is someone else going to come back who's going to rip their face off and be somebody else? Because now this is a conversation that Rex keeps talking about when he was studying with Dr. Rolf. There were these crazy... masks that made you look at different people. So now this keeps coming up in conversation, so it makes me think that this is either just going to be with Kristen and Nicole, or it might come up again with somebody else.
Is there someone in Salem right now who isn't actually? Yeah.
No, I don't know. I'm good with the don't bring no more masks.
We're good with it.
We're good with masks. I'm good with Nicole, but I don't need nobody else showing up.
No more masks. No more memory issues.
However, Teo comes back. Come back with your memory and your face.
Yes.
Right.
Those are the two things that.
And then come back
require.
on the show.
Yes.
Come back on DISHIN Days.
I'm looking forward to Anna DiMera. I always love Leanne Hunley and Anna DiMera. I feel she brings something to the show.
Oh gosh, she was so funny. When you remember when they were on the hunt for Stefano, and every time they thought that they saw him, she ran after him, and there was that one time where she was just shooting. Was that her?
I don't remember that.
Did I make that up?
Maybe not. It may have been when I don't know. I don't.
Y'all go back and watch that.
Yeah.
Somebody say something.
No.
All right, Kevin. Well, thank you for calling in
Kevin.
and getting our wheels turning.
Miss Gracie Lou Friebus from New Jersey.
Oh. Played by Kevin. Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right. Well, we have another caller. Hey, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days. You're on live. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, it's Mike Riley.
Hey,
Mike Riley.
Mike Riley always comes in with the after 11 p.m. voice. He's so like James Locke Jr. James already has that Barry White voice, and then every time Mike Riley comes, hey everybody, it's Mike Riley.
Well, I'm definitely whiter than James, so
y'all can be ebony and ivory. You know what, James Lott Jr., if you're watching this, I think you and Mike Riley should do a cover of Ebony and Ivory. I'm just saying.
Okay. Who's paying for this?
James will figure it out. He knows people.
Yeah.
All right, Mike Riley, what did you think about this week of Days?
I thought it was good.
Yes.
I even though I am liking Crazy Claire more so than normal Claire, I also am glad that the storyline is over, because it's just if they had just like kind of switched it out where it wasn't the cabins on fire all the time, it would have been a little bit more exciting, but it got a little repetitive for me. But I thought that Claire, I thought she knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Well, that was her signature. Burning cabin.
Yes. They need to now raise that cabin so it doesn't ever happen
She
again.
could have burned the yogurt shop, and they would have had a reason to move there.
Well, that's what happened with it. She got real upset that she went in with her coupon and it expired, and she blew it up.
They didn't have her toppings of choice.
Insert the Salem in.
The last couple of times I've called to kind of like put focus on a particular actor, and I have one for this week. And
this is your segment.
Really like
this is
Mike Riley has a segment.
I do a live segment. Sorry.
I love it. Go ahead.
And this isn't like a major actor on the show. It's a recurring actor, but it's Brandon Beamer.
Yeah.
And I want to say this about Brandon. I was not happy when he was first cast on the show all those years ago. Because I was a big Jason Cook fan, but whenever they recast someone with someone that is very has that kind of like chiseled, modelly look, whether female or female, I always feel like, oh, we're going to sacrifice on the acting because they wanted,
they wanted someone
in front of the screen. But he is really such like a solid, natural, believable actor.
Yeah.
Like in the same way Christy Clark is. They may not be the most dynamic characters on the scene, but I mean, they're so solid and grounded and very, very, very believable. And you need characters like that.
They're
so
always
I just want to
consistent.
apologize to Brandon Beamer, 20-year-old John, who did not know what he was thinking. But, sorry, 20-year-old Mike. It's fine.
DID.
Go ahead, Mike.
No. Yeah, CID too. Oh my god. I'm actually Mark with a C.
Oh, he does the Mark J. Freeman laugh. Hilarious. Okay, go.
All right. No, we're just talking nonsense. Let me go. Anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out to Brandon.
Well,
no, he's good. He's right. He's got a point.
Well, that has been Mike Riley's spotlight on
Comedy
an actor.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike, for calling in.
John, whoever you are. Bye.
Bye. Okay, so I just want to point out we now have two segments. We
have 2 fan segments. Yeah.
We have Me World's Oh Shiz moment, and then we have Mike Riley's Spotlight On.
Yes.
I love
Actor
it.
of the Week.
Spotlight On, Actor of the Week.
Yes.
I like it. Okay. That's
right.
it. That's good.
Awesome.
All right. Well, that's it. That's our lovely show. Thank you guys so much for calling in. We really do like talking to you all. Yeah. So, like, never be shy or bashful.
And they
Call in.
I like how they make us think.
Yes.
Like, what do you, and it gets the juices flowing and reminds us of stuff that's happened. And
Kevin from Jersey, that was a really good question. God, somebody post the video of the initials. I love how I just made requests on the show.
Well, you know they're going to do it 20 minutes.
I love
that.
I love
it's
it.
Going to be we're going to be tagged in it. They're going to have it.
I love it. I'm here for it. All right, before we head out, Michael Mattis, let the kind folks know where they can find you on social media.
You can find me on social media at MLMattis1 on Twitter and MLMattis on Instagram.
You did it. Your hair's gotten longer.
It's crazy. I just looked at it this morning and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, you have this like surfer, like, you know.
It just needs to be cleaned up a bit.
Going.
I've been growing it out for like 8 weeks, I think.
So basically, you're coming from Mark J. Freeman's hair. I see you. I see what's happening.
I could never.
True. She has many wigs. Tami Goveia.
You can find me on Twitter at Tami Goveia and Insta Tami.Goveia.
And of course, you can find all of us on Facebook and Instagram, Dishin Days, or on Twitter, _Dishin Days. And you can find little old me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony or my website, loungingwithtony.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week for another amazing recap of your favorite soap opera, Days of Our Lives, right here on AfterBuzz TV's Dishin Days. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.